Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Natasha and this is Free Pattern Friday, and I've gone a bit berserk with food patterns this week because I am making play food for the classroom that I work in, and because they're free patterns I thought I would show them here. So if it's not your dish, excuse the pun, then fine. But I have got lots of other things as well, but when looking through to sort them out to make sure that I had what I wanted to show you, I did realise that I'd gone a little over the top, so you'll just have to forgive me for that. Anyway, how are you all? I hope you are all fine. Hello to all my new subscribers, because I've had good few this week and I am very pleased about that. So welcome, and welcome to everyone that has supported me since time began. Thank you. So I hope you've had a very wonderful week, and I hope you have managed to get some lovely crafting time in. If you want to tell me whether you have been making any of my patterns in the comment box below, that would be absolutely fabulous, because although you tell me which ones are your favourite, I would love to know whether you made some or not. And I have made a pledge whilst I was talking to my wonderful friend Sally from Nanny Moon's Crochet. Hi Sally. I have said that to her that I am going to start making one pattern from my Free Pattern Fridays each week. That's obviously me thinking going forward. If I don't manage it, then maybe one a fortnight. It all depends what I have going on, and also whether or not I manage to get much time in, because obviously I am going back to school in 11 days. Ooh. Thinking about school is something that I don't really want to do this early, because I've still got 11 days, but it's 11 days more of crafting time, isn't it? So at least I am able to think about that. But I do want to start making a free something that I choose from the free patterns, just to show you that I'm just not searching for them, or I am actually actively interested in making them, and it isn't just for what I think you would be interested in, because I do want to start making them so I can actually show you that I am really loving them myself. So I am going to crack on. I have got a few little bits for the home. I've chosen 27 patterns today, which I don't normally count them, do I? Just say, oh, I've got a few, I've got a big pile or whatever, but I have counted them because I was sorting them out, and I've got a few for the home. I did have one suggestion this week, and that was for a tissue box cover, and I have actually found a couple of them, and there is loads and loads out there. I was actually so surprised about the amount of patterns that there are available for that, and I'm aware that not very many people may not have tissue boxes in their homes, but obviously if they do and they want that homemade touch, then I have got a few, and because there is so many, I might well do a couple every week. But there was some that was paid for that I was looking at, which was quite a shame, but there are quite a few, so if I do stumble across them, then I will show them for a couple of weeks more, just so that you don't have to just think, oh, is that all there is? Or, oh, I don't want that in my front room. And then I have got a couple of shawl patterns, and I've got a little bag and a blanket, I do so think. And then, like I say, I've got some amigurumis as well. And I know food is amigurumi, obviously, but I'm only showing that because I am busy working on food at the moment, of which you will discover that on my Monday episode. So tune in for that one. And so that's my main reason, really, because why, you know, if I'm doing free patterns, then of course I want to show you them, and then obviously you will see them on my episode video. And actually thinking about it off the cuff now, I'm not sure, I may well show you the patterns on the Friday video that I've done previously the week before as well, just in case you don't go over and watch my episode video, because I am aware that there are people that only watch the episode or only watch the Whip Wednesday ones, and also only look for free patterns. So we will see. We'll see how it goes, but that is my trail of thought right at this kind of second. Anyway, I've been talking now for 6 minutes, so let's get on. Okay, so we're going to start off with a Yarnspiration pillow pattern, and given the fact that it is still summer, even though the weather hasn't been showing it, has it? But for those of you that know someone that loves the seaside, or even if you just like the fact, I found this quirky little cushion cover, and of course it's not going to be to everyone's taste, but I did think that it would be quite a good thing to practice different techniques on, and that is the By the Sea pillow. And of course, by the sea, we have seagulls here, and I'm about 5 miles from the sea, so it's always good to see a scene that has some sand and some sea, and of course a seagull. And for this one, it says that they are using Red Heart Super Saver. A lot of Yarnspiration patterns do stipulate that. The crochet skill level is easy, and it says here's the perfect pillow for the beach house. Of course, if you have one of those beach huts, why not? For the beach house, or if anyone has any memories of happy days at the shore, then this charming girl has befriended a seagull who takes flight on the back of the pillow. And it's the special technique is join with single crochet, and you just place a slip knot on the hook and insert in the indicated stitch, yarn over and draw up a loop, yarn over, draw through both loops on the hook. But I'm sure a lot of you that are familiar with crochet will know that anyway. And the special stitch that you need to take into account to know what to do is a single crochet 2 together, in which case you're just decreasing. The pillow measures 16 by 16 or 40.5 by 40.5 centimeters, and the gauge is 16 stitches per 5 inches, which gives 12.5 centimeters, which is 16 rows equals 4 inches with the larger hook. Let me think. It says to use a Susan Bates hook. Susan Bates is my favourite hook, and they suggest a 4.5mm and a 5mm hook, and it is designed by Michelle Wilcox. So there we are again. And of course, I suppose you could even, not have a girl, but you could always just, if you don't use the plaits, you could make it into a, a boy or a unisex kind of figure. You don't necessarily have to have plaits. but I just thought it would be nice to show you, and it was quite a good quirky one to start off with. Now, as I mentioned just now, we were talking about tissue box covers, and I have found a plain one, which the pattern isn't very good, but as you can see, I say the pattern's not very good, the pattern's fine, but the picture's not very well. Done really, because it all kind of mulches into one, but it's got a little fan edge, and I think it's double crochets by the look on there, and it's by Lily Sugar and Cream tissue box covers. Now it has got the small square box ones and the rectangle ones for anyone that has the smaller upright boxes or the oblong ones or rectangle ones, as we said. But that is just if you would like to have a plainer one. Sorry about that, I heard a noise and I wasn't sure whether someone was going to come in the back door. The small one fits approximately 4.5 inches wide and 5 inches high, and the medium one fits 9 inches wide by 3 inches high for the oblong one. And they're saying to use the Lily Sugar and Cream cotton, but of course it doesn't really matter with that. You can use what you like, and you can use whatever colour you like. They're using white and cream, but of course you can just fit it into whatever your decor is, and that's fine. It's a 4mm hook, and it's 14 double crochets, and 6.5 rows equals 4 inches for the gauge. And you start off with a small cover by chaining 17, and for the medium one you chain 35. So I should imagine it would work out quite quickly. So there is a plainer one if you just want a plainer one. And then I have got forgive me for this, but we're going to talk the big C for a minute, and that is Christmas. But look at those, how adorable are those tissue boxes? And you can guess where you pull the tissues from, can't you? Yes, that's right, from in their nose. But it's all just for fun, isn't it? And this pattern has shows you for each one. So there's the Santa, the reindeer, and the elf. And I just thought they were really wacky. It would just be really, really fun to have something like that to bring out at Christmas, I think. Which is why I just had to show you. And they're called the Christmas Tissue Snuffle Stations. And they're using Red Heart Super Saver. Again, of course, you can use whatever. And the skill level is easy. Let me think. Let me see. As long as you know how to double crochet, half double crochet, single and single two together, as we spoke about before, then I think it would be fine. And they do have the abbreviations there, sorry. So it should be straightforward, and because it is skill level easy, I would just suggest to take every row at a time and just go with it and test your ability, really. If it looks a bit daunting, then there is always an opportunity to learn new skills, and I'm sure you could YouTube it if you didn't know what something meant. So there was another variation, and now we're going to just talk about the third one that I found, which I thought was rather adorable because of the fact I have been making food, and I saw this one and thought, how fun. And this is the ice cream sandwich tissue cozy. Now, isn't that just fun? I'm not quite sure where it would fit in with your decor, but of course, whatever you enjoy really. If you enjoy it and you think that that is really nice, then it doesn't matter whether it's beside your bed or wherever really. But I thought it was fun, so I thought I would show you. And I got this one from Ravelry, and the pattern is by AMSCI, and she calls it a template rather than a pattern, as it's the basic guideline to adapt a variation of sizes or any flavours that you please. Don't hesitate to contact her if you have any questions, or to show her the finished piece, because she would love to see it. The materials that they have used is an H hook if you have an average stitch tension. Her tension is a little loose, so she's used an F hook. Should they suggesting to use worsted weight yarn? Again, you can use what you want. She used loops and threads, impeccable, and the colour was dark brown, light brown, white and pink. And you need a tapestry needle. You will need to know what crochet in the round means. Stitch decrease single crochet 3 together, so it's 3 stitches into one rather than 2. And you need to know how to embroider French knots. I find them really, really tricky, but of course there's ways around just leaving little loops, even just, you know, not to pull through quite so much, and then you can tighten it up that way. That's how I would do it. And then there's no strict gauge, but the stitches should be tight enough so that you can see the box underneath. So you can't see the box underneath, my mistake. But still have a little stretch to wrap around the box snugly. And you will, I've only printed off the first page, obviously, because I need to try and keep my paper and ink to a minimum. But of course they do give photo pictures, pictures at most steps, so that you can't basically go wrong. And I just wanted to show you it. Now, of course, you don't even need to do that sort of thing. You could use it just as the box and then colour it yourself. And if you want it plain, then that's fine too. But I just thought it would be a lovely kind of thing to show you. And then, of course, if you don't want to use it to mimic an ice cream sandwich, maybe it's a trigger for you or something, then obviously you can just use it as a template to do something else. There isn't anything else to tell you about the pattern, so I'm going to leave it there and move on. Now I'm going to show you a couple of shawls that I found, although actually it's 2 scarves and a shawl. I just need to make sure got it there. Yes. So I'm going to start off with the first one, and this is the Crochet Modern Granny Scarf pattern. They do have, from the Crochet Crowd, they do have YouTube videos for technique if you need to know how to do it by watching rather than by reading, but obviously the written pattern can go along with it. And it says, this Crochet Modern Granny winter scarf hooks up super quick, and the pattern design is perfect for long colour changes, of a Caren cake. So if you have some Caren cakes, it would be absolutely ideal for this. I do have some of the Elvis, which is just, whoopsie, just there, which is different coloured. Oh, and there's one there, some there as well, because they are much the same as a Caren cake. I have shown this on my one of my yarn haul videos, but of course I can always put the yarn haul video at the end of this one, just in case anyone hasn't seen it. But of course that's the colour change that is roughly the same as a Caren cake. So things like this, if you do have cakes like this and not necessarily a Caren cake, that would work quite well too. It's used regular cakes, and it's just over the one cake that it used, and the winter scarf weighs 9.7 ounces, so I think it would work out great and using just the one big ball, because they do make Caren big cakes. But of course if you've got a couple like I have, then it doesn't matter, and you can always make it up by picking a plain colour ball that's actually mimicking one of the colours in there, a bit like I did with my shawl, because I ran out of it, and I just used, because purple was in it, I used the purple ball that I had to finish it off, and it worked perfectly. So that is another tip that you can do. It says, of course you can use your preferred worsted weight yarn. There are so many colour options that you can choose for this scarf. Think about the school colours and favourite sports teams when planning your colours. Again, don't need to, but that's just an idea. And it's designed by Joanne Steinhilber. Sorry if I've butchered the name. But it says 2 Caren cakes, and they've used the colour white truffle in the picture, and it's 5mm hook, and the finished size is 10 inches by 80 inches, and then it goes straight into the pattern. Again, I've only printed out the first 2 pages, but it does give you photos within the pattern, so that you can make sure that you are going right by following the pattern and then checking it to make sure that you are doing okay. Then the next scarf I've got is a scarf called Petals. Now this reminds me of my shawl that I did called Portobello Road, because it had very much the same sort of variations with the ridges, you know, the columns, ridges, I don't know what they're called, I can't remember off the top of my head, but and it's just like different variations, so it doesn't look like you get bored, because there's always something going on and there's always something doing. So that's the reason why I chose it today, and it's called Petal Scarf. And you can make this design in any yarn you like. Choose a thinner yarn for lightweight scarf or a thicker one for a warm, cozy version. Please note that the measurements and the yardage may differ if you're using any other yarn or hook than the person did. Choose a hook that is 1 or 2 sizes larger than recommended for the yarn to get a soft drape to your finished piece. And the pattern is by Karen Ashheimer Verklust. I'm sorry if I butchered that name as well, but anyway, the yarn that they're using is Create with Adlibris Soft Knit, which is a sport weight colour A338, approximately 693 meters. The hook size was 4.5, and it measures width approximately 18 centimeters, length with 5 pattern repeats, approximately 210 centimetres, and it's one pattern repeat approximately 34 centimetres. Alexa, put the dining room light on, please.
A60 RGBW3 isn't responding. Please check its network connection and power supply.
Just typical, isn't it? We'll manage. I've got my little light, so I should be fine. Ooh. Technology only works when you want it to, doesn't it? And I think that's what we're going to be up against. Anyway, this one is quite straightforward as long as you know how to do front post doubles. Crossed double crochet is skip the first stitch, do a double crochet in the next stitch, and do one double crochet in the skip stitch to make the little crosses. And this is American terms. In actual fact, is it American terms? Yes, it is American terms. And the notes are that the chains at the end of the row are your turning chains, do not count as a stitch. Odd rows equals the right side and the even rows equals the wrong side. But I just love it, and I'm going to give it a go at some point myself because I think it's really, really good. And it's also practice to do some filet crochet, and it all helps, even though it looks quite simple, because it's just literally skipping stitches to make the patterns. And the crossed ones that they're talking about is probably here, but I had to show you that because it is on my list. And then this is one that I've had in my Ravelry stash probably since I started, about 8 years ago. And this is from My Jo Crochet, and it is called the Secret Paths Shawl. And it's designed by Joanna Lindell and by My Jo Crochet. And the stitches used are single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet and treble, along with front post doubles and back post doubles. And they use popcorns and puff stitches. Again, it's a learning curve, and there is tutorials for the stitches if you're not quite sure what to do. But it's a golden oldie, as I say, and I'm yet to make it, but I'm just getting into shawls, as a lot of you will know if you have seen my episodes, because I've talked about them recently. And so it's nice just to revisit the ones that I had right from the beginning but thought, oh, I'm not good enough for that yet. So again, this one will be on my list eventually, and I will show you in time to come. Don't think there's anything else that I can tell you about it, because it goes straight into the pattern. But I will show you these pictures quickly, because it does actually show a bit more of the pattern on those. Hold on just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. So now I'm going to show you a pattern for a pincushion. Now this one doesn't really have very good pictures. It's literally just got a little bit of the top, which is rather annoying, but I thought they were really cute and they would fit quite nicely in any project bag that you have got. especially if it's a sock size bag or something like that. And you can just literally link it on the side of your bag with a stitch marker, and then you would be able to have one on hand and not go around it, in a sense of not go around it. What am I talking about? I don't mean that, sorry. You wouldn't be scrabbling around in your bag to find it, and so it would be easy just to have, because they don't look very big at all. And the supplies for this, they use worsted weight yarn, a 4mm hook, a blunt-eyed yarn needle for sewing, some scissors, a little bit of stuffing, some felt, and some embroidery thread. And how to read the rows: add the marker at the end of row 2 and then move the marker each time you finish a row. Each row has a sequence. Example: 1 single crochet, then 2 single crochet in the next, means repeat that sequence. Single crochet, then 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet and 2 single crochet in the next stitch, over and over till the end of that row. Then you land on the marker and you should be putting a 2 single crochet in. If it is a decreasing row, then you should be crocheting 2 together when you land on the marker. The number inside the parentheses is the number of stitches that you should have at the end of any particular row. And there is a YouTube video which obviously it comes up just like that, but on the blog they do have it where you can just push the button and it will tell you more about it for some special techniques and things, you know, and show you how to do it. I don't know if it's the full tutorial or not because I didn't click onto it, but I got this from Amigurumi to Go website, and they had some other bits and pieces there on there as well, which I am going to look into in a bit more finer detail when I go searching for more and more as time goes on, because from what I saw it was quite good and informative. Now, this time I have got to show you from Repeat Crafter Me a Yarnspirations tote bag, and it's a little sea turtle, which is fun for children to be playing with, or if you like turtles yourself, then I don't see why you couldn't have it as a little project bag, because I just think that's really cute. And again, it means that you can learn some skills if you haven't done one of these before, or if you haven't learnt some particular stitches. And they're using Lily Sugar and Cream I've lost the plot, can't think. Lily Sugar and Cream yarn, which is obviously a cotton, and 5mm crochet hook, all the sizes needed to obtain the gauge, a pair of 9mm safety eyes if you're going to use them, of course, and 2 stitch markers. And the measurement is 18 inches in diameter, excluding the straps, the arms, the legs and the tail. And the gauge is 13 single crochets and 14 rows, which equals 4 inches or 10 centimeters. Instructions: note, join each round with a slip stitch to the first double crochet or single crochet and chain 2 at the beginning of the round. This does not count as the stitch. But I thought I'd share that with you just because it is super cute. And then, sticking with the turtle, I saw this blanket and thought, I have to show you this, because it not only comes in an infant one, and that would be absolutely super good if you have a photo shoot, because it goes over the baby's head and down over the body, and it makes it curl around and look like an actual little turtle. But it not only comes in the infant, but it comes in the child, and there is also an adult size one as well for those fanatics that love turtles. And it's a hooded sea turtle blanket by Michelle Moore, and I got this from MJ's Off the Hook Designs. Now again, this website that I got this one from has got lots and lots of clothes. There's cardigans and tops and things like that, and then there's things for the home, and so it is a very good little website to go and check out. So I will put that in the description box below, and I will be showing a couple of things as time goes on, because I have only just found it and I do think it is a very good idea. Now I've literally only got the picture to show you, because there was pages and pages of it. I think there's like 13 pages of it or something, because of the fact of all of the adverts and things, which adds pages and pages to it, which I do find annoying. But I printed off this one so I could show you. But they do a ad-free PDF if you're interested in purchasing the pattern as well. So I thought I would show you that, and I will put the rest of the details in the description box below. Okay, so I've just got a message I need to sort out. Hold on a sec. Okay, sorry about that. I kept getting messages come up on the screen, so I had to deal with it. Right, so I mentioned Sally from Nanny Moon's Crochet quite a lot on my channel, because she is my bestie when it comes to crochet and anything yarny. We communicate each day, so of course she is a big part of my life, as it seems. So she showed on her channel a teapot and little teacup, and she said that she was going to be making some cakes, just because she wanted to make a little tea party kind of scene. And I came across a tea set and cookie pattern. So if anyone wants to do the same, because she got her pattern, I think it was from a magazine that she had actually been working from, because she has a magazine subscription, and she came across it, so she made hers from there. But now you can have one, and it's a free pattern, and what more can I say? She's inspired me to just go looking for all these different things, and we'd had a discussion about it, because I said that I wanted to make some cakes for the classroom, and just to have some crochet food so that the children could use it in their home corners, and it would just be so lovely that they can actually play with something crocheted and make out that they're having their own tea party. And so I came across this, so I wanted to show you all, so that you could do the same for yours if you got inspired by Sally's when she showed it on her channel. So if you haven't actually discovered Sally yet, her channel is called Nanny Moon's Crochet, and she does all sorts of things, and I love to watch her videos, because she's such an inspiration, and it's just lovely. So do bear that in mind if you haven't been to see her. But This one has got a teapot and let me think, where is it? It is a teapot, a saucer, and it's all individually done. So you do the teacup and the cup handle and the saucer, and then the teapot handle and the spout, the lid, and there is also some thumbprint cookies on the same pattern as well. So the it says your little princess will love having her friends over so that she can serve them up with her own crochet tea set. Patterns include the teacup, the saucer, the teapot, and the plate for serving chocolate chip and thumbprint cookies. It's using Red Heart Super Saver, but again, we can use what we like. If you don't have Red Heart Super Saver in your area, or if you don't want to purchase it especially or whatever, then you can use what you have. But the crochet hook that they recommend is 4mm and 4.5mm with stitch markers and a yarn needle. Gauge is not crucial for this project, and the notes say that pieces are worked in continuous rounds. Place markers for beginning of rounds. When changing colours, work the last step of the last stitch of the previous colour with the new colour. So you're not quite signing off of the stitch. You're leaving 2 hoops on loops on your hook before you actually pull through, and you pull through with the new colour. And the special abbreviations that you need to know is single crochet 2 together. And we've talked about that a lot already today, haven't we? So it's just basically straightforward. The saucer measures 4 inches diameter, the cup measures 2 inches diameter, and it's 2 inches tall. The teapot measures 4 inches tall without the lid. So I just thought I need to show you, because it was just such a thing. When I saw it, I thought, oh good, that means I can show everyone else. And then if you want to have a go, you can. And we're sticking with Yarnspirations for the moment, and I have got a sandwich for you. And of course it's healthy because it's got lettuce and tomato, and actually it might not be tomato, it might be bacon even. I don't know, let's have a look. Oh, it is tomato. It is tomato. It gives it away on the back, look. So that's all right. Right, so what can I tell you about this one then? It is skill level easy. The bread measures 5 inches, and the lettuce it doesn't tell you how big that is, I don't think. It may well. This is the only, because I've only copied off the first 2 pages, of course, because of trying to save my ink and my paper, but you need to use a 4mm hook, and they're using sugar and cream cotton, but of course I've been using DK for the things that I've been making, so I'm sure it'll be fine. Makes them floppy, but of course it doesn't matter. If you want to use cotton, you can, and if not, then don't worry. The measurements, measurements of the bread I've told you was 5 inches, and you make 2 of those, and then you make some tomatoes, some cheese, and the lettuce, and it goes straight into the pattern. The gauge is 15 single crochets and 16 rows, and the abbreviations are just straightforward really. Single crochet, double crochet, half double. It's American terms, obviously. So it's all quite straightforward. If you do work in UK terms, then it's easy to translate it. But I wanted to show you that because I'm interested in making a sandwich. Now we have chocolate pie and ice cream, and this is a Yarnspirations pattern again, using Red Heart Super Saver. And I love the ice cream. It doesn't really show you because it mulges in. It's a shame really that they use white paper. You know, even on the picture it was exactly the same as that, and it just mulches in and you can't see it. But never mind. It's got an ice cream cone, as we've discovered, and it's designed by Michelle Wheelcox. The pie is 4.5 inches from the point to the back of the crust, and the ice cream is 8 inches long. And the crochet hook needed is 3.5 millimeters. You need some stuffing, a split ring stitch marker, and a yarn needle. The gauge is 13 centimeters per 4 inches. 16 rows achieves the same. Check your gauge. Use any size hook to obtain the gauge. I don't worry about gauge when I'm making it, and it turns out fine. So I'm yet to make this, but I have made some other things. There's a chocolate pie crust with the chocolate filling and some whipped cream as well on the pattern. So I thought I would share that just so that you could make that if you wanted to. And I know for a fact that the Yarnspiration, where did that one spring from then? Oh, that's right, because I've already done that pattern. I know that Terry from Yarn Joy podcast, she was making some food for her grandson when for the play kitchen. So I know that she's been doing it, and so I will link her in the description box below for anyone that doesn't know about her channel, just in case she can find any food patterns that she hasn't found, because that's always handy. But I know that she was making some as well, so I've been watching her eagerly to find out what she watches, what she makes, so that then I can get some ideas from her too. Okay, so moving on. Now, in last week's edition, I did say that I was going to find some easy and some advanced patterns for people that maybe is only just starting out, and you know, want to stick to the basics, or want to just kind of move on in their progression. And so I have got some cupcake ones here, and I've got one that seems quite straightforward, and that is a Kawaii. I don't know how to pronounce it. And that's a cupcake, which you can do the face or you can't, you know, you don't have to do the face, of course. I personally couldn't pretend to eat anything that was smiling at me, but of course, you know, it's I know it's basically based for children, but when I'm playing with them, I just think, I'm not sure I can eat anything that's smiling at me, so I'm not really sure. But of course, this seems to be quite straightforward and quite easy, and although it does say that the level is for experienced, and it's a 3.5 millimeter hook. You need some sewing pins, some black embroidery thread, some filling, stitch markers, and a small piece of cardboard. Size 7 millimeter safety eyes if you're using them, and some sewing thread with a sewing needle. They're saying to use rainbow cotton 8/8 of the hobby yarn, but of course you can use what you like. I don't think it really matters in that sense. It all depends on your preference, and it's just straightforward with single crochets and half double crochets. And if you want to buy the yarn, there is a link for it on the pattern, and the tip that they give is to place a stitch marker or a safety pin in the first stitch so that you can keep track of where the round starts. A chopstick is a handy tool to have on hand when you need to stuff the cupcake firmly. And there is an idea, because I use the back of because I use Susan Bates metal hooks, and I always make sure that I just use like a 6mm or something, so it's quite a chunky one to stuff it with, to make sure it's all fine. But of course you can use a chopstick or anything else, but that's a very good tip. And then it goes straight into the pattern really, and so I thought I would show you that one. And then I found this, which was such a good idea for learning different stitch techniques. It's the same sort of thing, but doesn't that look really, really professional almost? You know, really kind of what's the word? Oh, I can't think of the word. It won't come to me. But just advanced, I suppose. A bit more advanced, and just more technical. I don't know, I can't think of the word, but you have to just forgive me. They're saying that you need a 3mm hook with some yarn. They used the Sharacnimia Catania. I will just show you because I'm butchering that. Can you see that there? To make it, but of course I think it doesn't matter, you don't need to use cotton. Again, you could, if you don't want to, you can just use yarn, like DK or even 4-ply, I suppose. So you need some stuffing, a needle, some puff paint or safety eyes, and it says if you're a loser when it comes to sewing like me, then you also need a hot glue gun. Okay, I suppose that's another way of doing it, but I wouldn't have said that the designer was a loser, but still. Anyway, it's single crochet, half double crochet and double crochet that you need to know, along with back loops and front loops, and I suppose that's what makes the intricate, there you go, that's the word I was looking for, intricate. That's what makes the intricate pattern and design on the top. I love it when it just comes to me. It's a good job it didn't come to me like 5 patterns ahead. But yeah, so I wanted to have a go at these because I think these look quite fun. So of course I wanted to show you. And now I come to a birthday cake. And this was the birthday cake that I made for the lovely Sally Moon, whose birthday was on Wednesday. I didn't put the strawberries on the icing, and I used a chocolate cake with some coffee coloured icing instead, and I put the candle on. And this was a free pattern as well, but look how small the instructions are. I tell you, I squinted even with my magnets on. But we got there and it was fine, and it actually only took me an hour and 20 minutes to make the whole thing. So it was really, really good, and a really quick make if you need to do something really quickly for someone special. And they're saying to use a 3.5mm hook, some cotton or some wool, it's up to you, in the colours brown, white, blue, red, orange and yellow if you want to stick to the colour versions that they have there. But if not, it doesn't matter, whatever colour icing you want to put on it. And as long as you know what single crochet, half double crochet and triple crochet, then you are absolutely fine. And it tells you how to do the strawberries, the candle, the flame, and the icing and the cake. And it's just a really, really lovely little pattern. And I got it from Ravelry, but the pattern came from Lanukas, lanukas.com. But it was really, really good, and I was really pleased that I found it. Now, I am aware of the fact that I am coming up to an hour, so I'm sorry about that. I should have said, grab a drink, shouldn't I? Because you'll need one. But it is what it is. And I will try and go as fast as I can. Now, who would love to have some chocolates? If it's not a trigger for someone, of course, because I am aware of that, but wouldn't that be a lovely gift? To have a chocolate with a cup of tea with the crocheted teapot. Wouldn't that be such a lovely thing to put on a plate? Anyway, I chose it because I want to make some, and I am going to keep my chocolate boxes to be able to do some as well from now on. And it would be lovely to have them presented like that as well. And the designer is Hauki Lobby, if I haven't butchered that as well, but I got it from the hobby website. And they've got the hashtags for the social media, and they've also got the link if you want to buy the yarn for it. They're saying to use cotton 8/4, which is 100% cotton. Again, you don't need to use cotton, but I suppose it gives it a more definitive look about it if you did. And their measurements are that they are 1.6 inches wide per filled chocolate. And let me think, it's just using little scraps really. If you want to buy it, obviously, to do lots and lots, you can, but I think this would be a really good use for scrap yarns. And they're saying to use a 2.5mm hook with some filling and a pin needles, a wool needle and an empty chocolate box, but of course that's optional. So I wanted to show you that because that's what I'll be doing at some point too. And these are, as much as I showed you the teapot, and it's got a cookie pattern with it, I've got some other crochet cookies that I found because I like the look of the pink ones. How special do they look? And of course we've got the Oreo, and then we've got just the normal cookie sandwich. And they're saying to use worsted weight yarn with an H hook, and as long as you can slip stitch, single crochet and half double crochet, you're fine. There's no gauge needed for this, and you can use a bigger or a smaller hook to make a bigger or smaller cookie. The flour frosted sugar cookie instructions are for each cookie, and you work two, because I suppose it's both sides, and then it goes straight into the pattern. And again, I've only copied off the first page so that I can show you that, but I will put the in the description box below. Now, who wants a slice of rainbow cake? That, again, I'm sorry if it's a trigger, but I am going to have a go at this too, because I would love to put that in the classroom and have a slice of that as well. And it's all done individually. There's lots of colour changes, but I'm sure it will be fine. You can stick the ends in and just keep them in. You don't need to necessarily chop them off because it will help with the stuffing. This one was part of, I got this from my Ravelry library, but you can use a worsted weight acrylic yarn in the colours suggested are pink, red, orange, yellow, green, blue and purple, with a 3.75mm hook, yarn needle, scissors, stiff felt and fibre fill. And then it goes straight into the pattern. So there isn't any hints and tips that I can give you really. As long as you know how to change colours, you will be fine. It's all done individually and you just have to kind of wrap it round and sew it up. And I can't wait to do that. Again, I'm sticking with the buns and things for a moment. And now this one, I translated it into English because there was two, there was, I think it was Spanish, I'm not sure. The other language was Spanish, but I managed to translate it into American English. So it's an American, in American terms. And that is the pattern for it. And you can either do cinnamon rolls and orange and lemon slices on this pattern. And I printed off this one for the picture because down there is the foreign. But I thought they look really cool to have a go at as well because I love cinnamon buns. They are my most favourite bun in the world. And it says that the cinnamon roll and the orange and lemon slices are 5 centimetres across, made with cotton yarn, and it gives 50 grams. That gives 50 grams and 2.5mm hook. They made, I made mine into refrigerator magnets by sewing magnets onto the back of the white fabric. You can also use the pattern for making play food. The pattern for the pink cake with the rose is shown above. Well, that must have been a bit further up because I haven't found that. But anyway, there is a link that you can press on to get that pattern, I'm assuming. But then it just goes straight into the pattern. But it was created by Erica Elfsberg. You can sell the finished items made from the pattern, but please credit the designer clearly and provide the link to the website where they got it from, so that you can't basically say that it's your own. But I wanted to show you that just because I love cinnamon buns. Right, now we're coming to the end of the food, you'll be pleased to know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, I've just got 4 left on the food and then I'll show you some amigurumis. We've got blueberry pancakes. The height of the pancakes are 5 inches. And you need a 4mm hook and a 2.5mm hook, a yarn needle, stuffing, sewing pins and stitch markers. They're saying to use the Amigo XL hobby yarn and just the Amigo, which I'm assuming is the DK. I had a mystery bag from Hobie, which I have got in a separate video, but I had the Giga which was the big chunky stuff. And I had one that was just Amigo by itself, which was a DK. So I'm getting to know the yarns now from that. But I wanted to show you this just because it looks quite unusual. I think it looks very big for a pancake and it doesn't look very flat. But I just thought I'll show you because I was searching for food and I think it would be a nice addition to the nursery food store. And the pattern information is that this pattern is worked in the round and will possibly make you hungry for pancakes. So if it is a trigger, I'm sorry. But again, I just wanted to show you the things that I'll be getting up to in the next few weeks. Now we have macaroons. I love macaroons. I just love everything. I've got such a sweet tooth, it's terrible. But macaroons, you can do them any colour, you can do them with any yarn you like, and as long as you know what a slip stitch and single crochet and of course how to do a back loop, you're fine. And it doesn't really say anything much about it, except that you need a 3.5mm hook or the equivalent to your yarn that you want to use. They're using DK, so it's fine to use DK. And you need some stuffing, some scissors, a stitch marker, and a wool needle to sew it all up. But again, just some things that I'm going to be busy doing in the next few weeks. Now we have a hot dog. Now this, would you believe, is an ornament for a Christmas tree, but of course I'm going to do it as some food. But I suppose if you're an avid hot dog lover and you want to have one on your tree, then that's fine. It's a crochet skill level easy. They're saying to use Red Heart Super Saver. So anything really, any yarn that you want to use. And a 3.75 crochet hook. The gauge is 20 stitches for 4 inches, which is 10 centimeters, or 20 rows in rounds is 4 inches as well. They've got hot dog, mustard, and the bun. And the notes are that the hot dog is made from 4 pieces, the hot dog, mustard, and 2 buns. All pieces are sewn together to complete the ornament, and the gauge is not crucial for the project, working tightly so that the stuffing will not show between the stitches, and use the photograph as a guide for the placement of the pieces to be sewn together. And it says hot dog lovers will appreciate having their favourite food to enhance the tree, and hot dog crochet it for those who prefer hot dogs at picnics or ballpark for a formal meal. So I just thought I'd show you that just so that I could do something savoury as well. And the last thing I wanted to show you food wise was a pumpkin, because of course autumn is on its way, and although this is labelled for play food, it is nice for a decorative ornament if you decorate your house for autumn. And I just like the shape of it and things, and I just wanted to show you. And it's made with Friends cotton 8/4, but of course you can use any other cotton or any yarn at all really. I don't think it really matters. And the measurements are 13 centimeters, which is 5.2 inches in diameter, and the pumpkin is perfect for playing and cooking. There's hashtag for social media and a link for the yarn. And if there's any questions that you need to email the support@hobby.com. Okay, we are nearly there, folks. My voice is still a bit dodgy at times, so I'm sorry about having to sip water. Okay, so I found this. Now, is there any budgie lovers out there, my daughter had a budgie when she was little, called Bert, and my husband used to call him Bert the Fart, and it used to wind her up. But I found a lovely cushion. Now, I don't know how big these work up. I mean, obviously I can read it to you in a minute, but in relation to this, I mean, it could this literally just be, you know, a tiny one, couldn't it, really? But it does say that it is a budgie cushion, and I like this just because it's really cute, and the fact that if you've got a bird that is your best friend, I like to think that it can be used as a memento. And when I saw it, the blue one was exactly the same as Bert, and it did remind me of him. So I think that it is really nice if that is your thing. And we've got a large budgie pillow, which is 12 by 7 inches, using a 4mm hook and 8-ply yarn. Of course, you can use DK or chunky if you want a really, really big one. And you do the head and then the beak and the body and the base and then the wings, so on and so forth. And it has actually got lots of pointers where to put things so that you don't so you can follow along really and you don't get lost. There's a bit of colour changing obviously on the wings, but it adds to it, and I think it's worth the effort. And then there's a small budgie pillow, which is 8 by 5 inches. So what's the large one? 12 by 7 or 8 by 5. So there is a considerable amount of difference, but that doesn't make any difference. And of course, you can do it in any colour. If you have a budgie, you can always just suit the colours of your own. And if you've got any questions and you would like to volunteer to rewrite this in the proper crochet pattern form, send her an email and she will be quite happy to assist, I suppose. But it's Valita Reynolds at yahoo.com. And it goes straight into the pattern, so there's no particular instructions that you need to know about. And I just like the fact that there are lots and lots of pictures, so it's fine and it will help you. Okay, now, has anyone seen the movie Mr. Peabody? Because I love Mr. Peabody. Let me just get to the end because I printed the whole pattern for this because I have put him on my list. Let me just grab it all at once. Mr. Peabody! Isn't he fabulous? Look at those glasses. Aren't they just something else? They really are lovely, and honestly, such character. I really love him. And the pattern is from Ami Loves Gurumi, and the designer is Kay Goodins. The material you need for this is wool of shades of white, black and red, a hook size of 2.5, some fibre fill, a pipe cleaner for his glasses, some felt, which is green, black and white Velcro fastening, and a sewing needle. Mr. Peabody is 30 centimetres or 11.81 inches tall, and as long as you know what single crochet is with a slip stitch and learning the single crochet 2 together, you'll be fine. The notes are, unless indicated otherwise, parts are worked in rounds for Mr. Peabody, and you can start with chain 2 or make a magic ring. It is important to mark the beginning of your round, and then it's all individual, so you do the thumbs and the arms, the legs and so on. But I just thought it was well cute, and so I had to show you And what better than to have a free pattern of something from a movie? Isn't that really, really cool? And then, sticking with the dog, I found this in my Ravelry library too. And it is Meet the Cuddle Me Puppy. Aren't they just cute? I love the little pads on the feet and everything. And the fact that you can make clothes for it too. You can, there's patterns for the overalls and the assembly instructions that she says that she's done her very best to explain everything as much as possible. She's provided a full video tutorial for the assembly of the puppy, and the assembly section is on a separate page with lots and lots of photos. You can view the page on the link, and it will also take you to the video links. And this is from Amigurumi to go as well. And I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I need to tell you about. Not really. I think the video explains a lot of it. And it says, be sure to fill stuffing into the areas of the bottom and the neck, all the way around, and put lots and lots of stuffing to shape as you stuff, and basically just to take your time. But I just wanted to show you, if you're dog mad, I think he's a really, really cute puppy to be able to have a go at. That one there is that one. And then last of all, we haven't done too bad, have we? And we're only at 1 hour and 17, so that's really, really good. And going back to Craft Passion, I have got the lion to show you this week because I just love how cute he is. Absolutely wonderful. And I need to learn how to do this and secure it in properly. Hold on just a sec. Oh, I had a sneezing fit. Sorry about that. Right. Yeah, I need to learn how to do this and secure it in properly because I don't know quite how to keep them in. And so it'll be a learning curve for me. And eventually this one will land on my list. But my list is about this big. So it won't be for a while, but I wanted to show you just in case there was any lion lovers out there that wanted one with such a sophisticated, lovely little mane that makes it look really, really effective. And I love his chubby tummy and everything about him really is just really cute. So I wanted to tell you. And it was actually the first animal to join the crew at Craft a Passion, but I waited till now to show you because I love the pig and all the rest of them. And obviously if you want to see all the rest of them, then they are on my other Free Pattern Friday videos because I've been featuring them for a few weeks now. You can use DK and a 2.5mm hook, and I'm just reading to see if there's anything else I need to tell you. If you use a thicker yarn, which is quite obvious really, but if you use a thicker yarn, you will need a thicker hook, a bigger hook, which then means it will make a bigger stuffed lion, but of course that goes without saying. And in comparison, a lighter yarn will make it smaller. So if you only want a small one, then that's fine. Use a 2mm hook and then have a smaller lion. But I quite like them big and chunky. And all mine are going to live up there with their friends. The crochet tension will also affect the size. The tighter the yarn, the smaller the crochet toy. And my tension is quite snug, so the amigurumi lion may be a little smaller than yours. So even if you're using the same weight of yarn and hook that she is, the crochet lion stuffed animal may not be the same size. And there are some different variations of the same thing there, but they're just so cute. I had to show you. And it says that they are versatile enough to stand and sit. And standing, he's about 13.5 inches tall, and sitting about 10.5 inches tall. So that brings us to the end of Free Pattern Friday. Thank you very, very much for sticking with me all this time, and thank you for having to just wait, even though it's momentarily, because I had to keep stopping the video today, but it can't be helped. And I'm sorry if I have triggered anyone to anything for showing the food, but I just wanted to carry on doing it because obviously I am using free patterns and I just wanted to share them. Give me your opinions in the description box below, because I really would love to know which ones you like and which ones you don't, and also just to find out whether you have made any of my free patterns, because that would be really good to know as well. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you to all of my new subscribers again, and thank you to everyone else. And if you can like my videos, that would be brilliant. And if you like what you see, if you could subscribe, that would make me even happier. So I'm going to go, and I will see you on Monday for my episode 48, and I will see you then. Take care, lovelies. Happy crafting, and look after everyone else. Bye.